Alrighty, again, this is We the People News. This is a follow-up, part 3. Okay, again, I'm going to call out the name just in case you want to check out some of his other videos. Alrighty, so it's capital DEPROGRAMED, capital ENLIGHTENER. Okay, so this video is without prejudice and or without recourse. I'm not an attorney. I'm not going to give legal advice. Maybe opinion, maybe not. But it's not legal advice, so do not take it as such. Okay? Some of these videos I show you guys and all that, it's always a good idea to research these things on your own. I'm an idiot, y'all. I'm just an average man trying to make my way through life and be able to protect myself and my family by any means necessary. Because I'd never look straight forward, I always look around me so that way I can be the best provider and protection for my family. Alright? I'm not a sheep locked in a cage. I am a black sheep outside the cage, wandering around the fence, trying to make my way outwards. Alright? But we're going to go ahead and proceed forward on this, alright?
Rules and civil procedure states that the court's jurisdictions and immunity fall under a foreign state. So when you are brought into a courtroom, let's say maybe you have a DUI, good brother Lone. You might have a DWI. You might have child support, good brother Anthony. When you are brought into a courtroom, you are automatically in a foreign courtroom, and they are not supposed to bring you into the courtroom unless you go through the following procedures that I'm about to cover with you in a few seconds. If they haven't gone over these following procedures, you could always...
Alright, so you guys need to really pause and run through this a couple more times to get this clear in your head. Alright, now once again, I'm not giving legal advice, okay? This is just my opinion, and this is entertainment purposes and a learning experience, okay? That way we're not trapped in a box of the mind. We need to set our minds free and forget what our parents and grandparents has taught us, because they've been misled also, possibly. Okay?
Go back, and I don't care if it's 10 damn years ago, and challenge their jurisdiction and get the case overturned. So how do you lose in your cases? I don't get it. The people that listen to me, they always win. The 11th Amendment states that the judicial powers of the United States shall not be construed to extend to any suit in law or equity commenced or prosecuted against one of the United States citizens of another state. You know what I mean? Like the foreign state who took an oath to the United Nations, or the citizens or subjects of a foreign state, a foreign entity, a foreign agency, or the state do not bring any suit against a United States citizen, or better yet, an American citizen, without abiding with the procedures that I'm about to give you. So this is what they have done, and this is what they do when they bring you into court for tickets, for DUIs, for DWIs, for child support. I don't care what public office. Do you understand? Title 22, CFR 93.1 through 93.2. Put that title in the room for you, man. Go back and watch this video 6 times, man. It states that the Department of State has to be notified of any suit, and in turn has to notify the United States citizens of the said suit. So if you are getting taken to court and you haven't been notified by the Department of State, it is a fraud, my good brother Lone. They are foreigners, and you are giving them jurisdiction by showing up, because you can't just appear in these courtrooms. These people don't like that. you automatically go in their jurisdiction. This is how they get jurisdiction. You just appear. Like a leprechaun. I'm here? No, brother. Title 28 U.S.C. Section 30 states that the United States District Court acts to grant permission before they sue to be pursued. Once the court has actually been supplied sufficient proof that the United States citizen is actually a corporate entity. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? In order for you to be brought into these courts, you have to be a foreign entity. And so at this point, anyone that's not a secure party creditor, I'm going to tell you straight, you're just stupid. You're just stupid, and you keep listening to the naysayers. Do you understand? Because otherwise, you are a corporate entity. So not only do they have to contract to the department or contact the Department of State, they also must go to the district court, which is the federal district court I'm referring to, and they have to go in there and prove that you are a corporate entity. You know, like the Black Friday giant, Walmart. You understand? Like Target, like McDoubles, like Murder King, like Taco Hell, and so on and so forth. They have to go in there, and the federal court has to give them jurisdiction. Do you understand? You always tell us jurisdiction. So if you have not received any paperwork from the federal court, or you have not been contacted by the Department of State, everything you just went through, jail and everything, the court, all of the lockup fines and so on and so forth, is a fraud, people. For educational purposes only, of course. I'm reading the United States Code. I'm not making this up. You keep listening to these haters that, oh, God, that stuff's not real. Well, I beg to differ. Au contraire. Title 22 CFR 9.1 through 993.2, right? States that the Department of State has to be notified of any suit, and in turn has to notify the United States citizens of the said suit. So before they can actually even come after you, Anthony, with any kind of lawsuit, be it child support, anything, they have to notify the Department of State. How many of you are actually checking to see if they notify the Department of State? Then the Department of State has to notify you that they had to go through another procedure to bring that to court. Are you making sure they follow the rule?
But that goes for kind of like the naysayers out there. So I don't know, y'all. All right. Again, I'm just an idiot. I'm an average man making my way through the bridges and through the thorn bushes, right? But that's what we got to do. We got to think outside the box and quit listening to other people. Quit listening to the attorneys. Do your own research. He's bringing out codes. Write them down and look them up for yourself. Because that attorney's not responsible for you. You are responsible for yourself, y'all. You're just depending on someone else. Alright? What if that someone else is wrong? Just saying.
Title 28, USC 1330. Put that in the room for you, man. And by the way, like this video, share this video, would appreciate a donation. I'm gonna wake you up, man. This is your housework. This is not a me. Title 28, USC 1330 states that the United States District Court has to grant permission for the suit to be pursued once the court has actually supplied sufficient proof that the United States citizen is actually a corporate entity. How many of you are validating this? So then, when they contact the Department of State, they have got to contact you, and then they have got to go through the federal court, and they have to provide in the federal court for a federal jury that they have to prove this, that you are a corporation like Walmart. like McDevils, like Taco Hell, like Murder King. Do you understand? Title 28, USC, 1608. Put that joint in the room for you, man. It's Yahweh's work. It's God's work, man. I hope you're getting this. I hope you're getting it. I have absolute immunity as a corporation. July the 27th, 1868. 15 Statute at Law, Chapter 249, Section 1, as concerning Americans in their foreign state expiation, is what is actually broken when jurisdiction is actually demanded. And it is not met with no answer. What are you doing that can't meet jurisdiction? When the black robe ignores it, you just agree with it. See, once you go into court and you say, I would like to state for the record, let the court prove and provide me that you have actually adequate proof from the Department of State and from the federal court that you've actually stepped inside a federal court in front of a federal jury and proved them and provided them with the adequate proof that I am a corporation. And they haven't. They haven't done that. Your case is not lawful according to these laws, according to the UCC code. Do you understand? Do you understand? That's why they said it will not be met with an answer. They can't answer it. This is why the judge tell you it will not be met with an answer because they can't. Now, they know that you know they're committing fraud. And the only thing they're going to do is to get you in the courtroom. Now, under Federal Rules of Civil Procedures 12B-6, the prosecution has failed to provide adequate proof that the parties involved in the situation are actually corporate entities. I have provided ample proof that the prosecutions and other agents were actually corporations. They have to state that for the record. Are they doing that? In 1950, right? The 81st Congress investigated the lawyers, Glide, and determined that the Bar Association is founded and ran by communists under the definitions that any elected official that is a member of the bar will only be loyal to the bar and not to the people. But you still go out and get lawyers to this very day. And under the
Rewind it, repeat.
Constitution is we are the people. But under the Bar Association, which all judges, all lawyers, all prosecuting attorneys, the clerks, and everybody in the court system, they're loyal to. They're loyal to the bar. They're not loyal to the people. So they are committing perjury, and the penalty for being perjury, according to their own laws, is death. So they take the Constitution away from you by taking your sovereignty and declaring you a citizen, and a definition of citizen in Black Law's Dictionary is what, my good brother Anthony? A citizen is one who cannot escape death. Go and look it up in Black Laws. Fourth, it's one who cannot escape death. And you wonder why we have it so hard. And you wonder why they are not citizens. They are under the FSIA, FISA, Foreign Sovereignty Immunity Act, because they are foreigners, so they have sovereignty over you. And sovereignty means self-govern, to rule as a king and have the power and authority. That's why they exercise perfect power and authority over you. And they were not U.S. citizens.
Again, rewind that. Have I in the last few videos talked about how they have qualified immunity? Where did they get it?
They are not even backed by the Constitution. They are foreigners. And they are immigrants. Donald Trump, he's calling them an immigrant, but he's in public office. How are you calling people an immigrant when you're an immigrant under your own UCC codes? Tell Trump that. Someone going to tell Trump.
Now he's saying Trump, but now today it's Biden. Biden, same thing, right?
That. They have to go home where they took their oaths to the United Nations. That's your home, Donald Trump. Do you understand? Case law. Pirero Bell Bonds versus the state. 944, 994 Southwest. Texas Court of Appeals. Go and look that case law up. I'll put it in the room for you. I'll put it in the room for you. Have a look at this case law. Dealing with child support. Dealing with anything in these courts. Make them produce their oath. Make them produce their oath. When you go and look up this case law, you will find that the judge who signed it failed to take an oath of office. You understand? We initially affirmed that trial court judges, by holding the presiding judge was a de facto judge acting under color or title of law only. The only means to challenge his authority was by quo warrant or proceeding. You understand? So a lot of these commercial judges, when you look at this case law that I'm talking about, they didn't take an oath. The Court of Criminal Appeals reserved our ruling on remanding the case for analysis in light of its recent.
Remember that phone call I did a few videos back saying we don't know anything about an oath? I don't know, y'all. Just didn't think about it. A couple of videos back, we talked about how they're supposed to do the, what I call it Article 6 nowadays. Article 6, Title 4, Section 101, right? And if they're not filling these out, what are they doing, people?
Holding in Wilson versus the state. Wilson overruled the previous dictate that a procedure irregularity in the assignment of a formal judge who otherwise qualified may be challenged only through a quorum wanto procedure. And if you don't know what that is, I will highly encourage you to go and get smart on it after this video. He posted that in the room so you could actually really understand what this means. Because some of these people, they show up in the colorful courts, they don't have oaths, you have no clue how to deal with them. Under Wilson, a party may challenge the authority of a trial judge by regular appeal provided the party objects pre-trial. That means you must object. That means it has to be a court of record. That means you better take in your court report. Do you understand? Facts. Facts. Big facts. Do you understand? Now, under this statutory scheme, the presiding judge is essentially a gatekeeper. And as such, his or her placement of a retired judge on the list is akin to an appointment of the retired judge to a position of availability for the assignment to various courts' needs. So you gotta watch them, brothers and sisters. They're slick. These are con men, con women. So how do you beat them? I'm gonna show you how to overcome the state courts. which are actually federal courts. But they need you to sign your rights away and turn you into a state court ran by a state government who is supposed to be under the Constitution. So I'm going to start off with a few laws, right? 28 USC 1602 through 1611. I read it already, right? If you apply this stuff that I've said to you, good brothers and sisters, you should be all right. You should be all right. But if not, you're going to get railroaded. Now, real quick, I don't want to take too long for this. I'm going to show you, I'm going to share my screen here, and I'm going to show you how I demand a validation of oath of office.
Alright, we're going to end it here. When he said he's going to show you about the validation, that's my first video on this subject, part 1. Okay, this is part 3. This is Diesel with the People News. Alright, again, y'all, never look straight forward. Always look around you, be able to protect yourself by any means necessary. Alright, things is not what it seems. If you got to go in the courtroom and you got to pay a plea, not guilty, no contest, or guilty, then how are you in court innocent until proven guilty? It's because you're making the claim, and when that officer made a claim you was speeding, you flipped it from him making a claim to yourself making a claim. So that officer is no longer making a claim. In fact, he is a witness now because you just made a claim. And that judge is going to turn around and say he's going to enter it on your behalf. Right? There's been a couple of videos back. We got to fight back on this, alright? Well, then you're going to be responsible for everything that happens. You're not my attorney. And I expect you to show up on my next court date, since you are acting as my attorney. Alright, Diesel with the People News. Bye, y'all.